something happened that no one expected, because Trump is showing a complete loss of political erection. At first, Donald stunned the world with an unprecedented, absolutely unheard of, as they say, erection. And suddenly, he switched to the 6 o'clock mode. Well, along with him, the global peacekeeping processes, Israeli affairs, Canadian Panama Canal, Greenlandic, and other achievements that were supposed to make America great again, all sadly drooped as well. It must be said that the only way the compassionate and peace-loving Trump responded to Putin's latest shelling of residential buildings in Ukraine and the killing of children was with a small, dramatic post about the dangers of golf on the Bedminster course. And I already have a screenshot of it in my Telegram channel. You can see there that in the photo, a goose is viciously tugging at the egg of that very Witkoff, a big Putin fan, Trump's buddy. And of course, there's Trump's mournful caption under this photo. The compassionate one had no other reaction. Well, I don't know how much of a news flash this is, but Musk has finally bailed as well. And now security services all over the White House are finding stashes, ketamine vials, and test tube children of the tycoon forgotten in the chaos of his departure. Elon Musk announced his exit from politics and his return to the smoldering ruins called Tesla. But Musk is undoubtedly a record holder, because for most people, it usually takes years of hard work to ruin their reputation so thoroughly. But for Musk, it all happened almost instantaneously. That, of course, is a skill in itself. Meanwhile, Putin, of course, was indulging himself and finding satisfaction in his usual way. That is, he was bombing and killing, all while displaying a maniacal desire to establish peace. Granted, it was Russian peace. And that means blood, ruins, the scent of maple, and the complete destruction of neighbors. But Russian propaganda, it must be said, realized that dead children in the ruins of apartment buildings, once again, the handiwork of the Russian dictator, these dead children might leave a bad aftertaste. That's why the propaganda came up with a big, juicy epic to distract attention, a whole story about how the Kremlin ghoul, flying over the Kursk region in a helicopter, personally fought off a swarm of Ukrainian drones with Hinstein. However, these soldiers' told tale was even called into question by Russian military correspondents themselves. They entrusted the task of voicing this nonsense about Putin's aerial adventures to some air defense guy named Dashkin. But as it turned out, Putin wasn't even flying in the helicopter, and in fact, there was no drone attack at all. Although now, as always in history, as always, everywhere the state sticks its nose in and the need for big state lies gets involved, now everything is in serious doubt. No one knows whether Putin, hanging out of the helicopter, was really swinging Hinstein's body at the incoming drones or not. But that will remain a mystery. But surely this feat of his will soon be immortalized in choreography, in bronze, and in literature. Prokhanov, as they say, has already dipped his grand pen in Medvedev's saliva, in Simonyan's menstrual blood, and is preparing to immortalize the flight over the Kursk region in words. Well, he truly possesses the great art of servile prose. So, as we can see, everyone is in their proper place. Evil tumbles about as it pleases, makes faces, and shows its red behind. But in truth, no one finds it funny. And here a natural question arises. What is there left for us all to hope for? Because any hopes that arise, they are astonishingly fragile. Yes, they are fragile, without a doubt. But despite their fragility, they remain hopes. And where hopes fade, clarity always remains. And it grows ever brighter, ever more dazzling. It becomes clearer that there will be no peace, and that until humanity realizes the problem must be solved globally, that Russia's nuclear stinger must be pulled out, so to speak, there will be no grounds for hope. Well, obviously, this is a global challenge, and such complexity is beyond Trump's abilities, which is precisely why, in fact, he withdrew to go feed Witkoff's geese with eggs